Today, I'm going to talk about stressing less and living more and using easy tips for a calmer and happier you, okay? I want to know if you have been feeling stressed lately. If you want to put a yes or a heart down, I would love to see that, because you're probably going to see that you're not alone. I know in my life, I have a lot of stress, okay? That doesn't have to take me over. There are ways that we can minimize our stress so that we are feeling calm in ourselves and in our lives, okay? So in today's fast-paced world, stress has become a common companion for many of us. We know that this happens, okay? And it's no wonder that we're feeling burnt out because of it. It takes a lot of bandwidth. It takes a lot away from us. So let's add in lack of sleep or exercise, and we get a recipe for disaster because we aren't taking care of ourselves properly. Stress isn't just an inconvenience, but too much stress can be a silent killer, okay, with serious consequences. While it is part of our life, we can make sure that we can minimize that at least a little bit, all right? So here are some simple yet effective things that you can do if you are dealing with stress right now, okay? So we know that stress is a silent killer, and the heartbreaking truth is that stress and your heart, it doesn't just give you a headache, but it can wreak havoc on your cardiovascular system, all right? So that's your body's stress response in action. So if you get headaches and your heart is beating fast, or you're just in an elevated state, your heart takes the brunt of that, okay? So while occasional stress is normal, chronic stress can lead to high blood pressure, increasing your risk of a heart attack, which is not good, right? We need our hearts to live, to pump that blood all over our body, okay? And you're increasing your risk of heart attack and stroke. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a downer, but these are just the facts. So it's kind of like a slow burning fuse, silently threatening your health, all right? So when I was stressed the most, I knew that every day, almost every day, thank you very much, Nora, I was having panic attacks. Now, I have panic attacks much less now, but they were a daily occurrence for me, all right? And I would have them so badly that it would knock me out for the rest of the day. So I hoped that I wouldn't have any sort of attacks right in the morning, because I would be done all day. If you have been dealing with panic attacks or anxiety attacks, I would love you to just put a heart down in the comments, okay? So if you don't know if you've had one before, a panic attack is where you usually can't catch your breath, your heart races, okay? And I think that in my early healing journey, everything stressed me out. Even having to make lunch, or having to manage a schedule that I didn't really have my finger on, right? So I knew that something had to change, because I couldn't continue having panic attacks. They would, put me out for a day or two, right? I'm happy that people are resonating with this. It's really important that we are sharing our experiences, because then it helps us know that we're not alone, okay? So the second thing is like the sleep thief, so how your stress steals your rest, okay? I'm looking over to my computer because I took some notes. I don't want to forget anything. So stress and sleep are like oil and water. They don't mix. When you're stressed, falling asleep and staying asleep also can become a really hard task. Insomnia, so the inability to sleep, is a common side effect of stress-filled life. So if you're having a hard time with sleeping, and you know that your stress levels are up, they coincide, right? So I think that if you know that you aren't having quality sleep, you definitely feel unfocused and irritable, maybe you don't have the bandwidth for the day, those things are affected by stress. So we talked about stress affecting our heart and stress affecting our sleep. Okay, so those are the two main things we are talking about today. All right, now let's build a stress busting toolkit. Okay, let's do this together. So fortunately, you don't have to be a victim of stress. We know that it's an everyday thing. We know that stress is one of the things that will always be there, but managing it is the most important way that we can be well. How are we going to help build our stress busting toolkit? First, we are going to identify the culprit, okay? While it's not always possible to eliminate stress completely, try to pinpoint those main sources in your life that bring you stress, okay? Once you know what's causing your stress, you can brainstorm solutions, okay? So one thing that I have done, because my son has really weird sleep schedules, in order to manage my sleep, I try to go to bed a little bit earlier. If I need some help, I take melatonin, okay? So those are things that can help me get to sleep, okay? Going down a little bit earlier is the thing that I have found the most effective, all right? So it takes a little bit of discipline, right, to do that, but it is achievable, all right? The next thing is to move your body. Physical activity is a natural stress reliever, okay? Whether it's a brisk walk in nature, a heart-pumping workout at the gym, or a calming yoga session, exercise releases those feel-good chemicals and they boost your mood and melt away stress, okay? So move your body in the way that you feel is going to be most effective for you. If you don't like going to the gym, don't sign up to the gym. Okay, it is important and imperative that you are doing things to move your body that you find enjoyable. Okay, because it makes it easier for you to do those things. The next thing is finding your Zen. Okay, so meditation and mindfulness practices can work wonders for stress reduction. Okay, so even a few minutes of quiet reflection each day, okay, can help you to cultivate that inner peace. What I like to do is breathing. Breathing is the most important and easiest thing you can do that you can integrate in your life every day, even if you're taking a few deep breaths a few times a day. Okay, breathing really helps with centering yourself, okay, and bringing you back to this moment and being mindful. All right. The other one is prioritize sleep, which we talked about. So make sleep a non-negotiable part of your routine. Aim for 7 to 8 hours, okay, every night. And if you can, okay, and that's just optimal, 7 to 8 hour sleep. Now I know that if you are a woman that is going through body changes, maybe you're menopausal, you get hot flashes, these are the things that wake you up at night, please look into alternative things that you can take. There are natural supplements that can help you with your side effects, okay? Or go to your doctor. But I would say, like, because there's so much going on metabolically, try to look at things that you can do naturally first, okay? Maybe, that could help with sleep, because I know that we are interrupted when we have certain cycles that we're in our life, all right? And the last one is fuel your body. You know what they say about garbage in is garbage out. So make sure you're nourishing yourself with a healthy diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, okay? Cut back on caffeine and sugar as these exacerbate stress. So I'll tell you, I have been trying to cut caffeine for a couple of years now, and I've not been successful. So how I deal with this is I just lessen my caffeine intake. I have not switched to decaf, but I think I'm going to be doing that as my next step, okay? Sugar is also a big one, okay? Sugar is really has a key component to our stress. Glucose spikes can really affect our stress levels, okay? So just keep those things in mind, all right? I know that I've made it my goal this season to have less glucose spikes, so that I don't have as many cravings, and nourishing myself with good foods. All right. Now, I know that groceries can be expensive. If you go on Pinterest, there are a lot of great ways or great articles that are written if you are on a low budget but you want to eat healthier and be healthier. So always know that you have other resources to you if money is a hard thing, or getting the nutrition that you need is a hard thing, because I know that it's really tough out there. And the other thing is, like, just start small with that if you're making a change. Okay, because you don't have to fill your fridge with all of the super expensive vegetables right now. Maybe you pick one thing that you focus on that you're going to put in your body that's a little bit more healthy. Okay, so that is the kit. Okay, the stress busting kit. Let's go over it again. You're going to identify the culprit. If you are having a lot of stress in your life that is causing a lot of problems, like heart problems, panic attacks, anxiety attacks, okay, you're going to move your body every single day. It doesn't have to be like half an hour. Take a brisk walk for 5 to 10 minutes. Get some fresh air, okay? You're going to find your zen by meditating, doing mindfulness. I have a free app on my phone that's called Insight, INSIGHT. Okay, and I have been using it at night to meditate before I go to bed, and I have found that to be very helpful. So if you're looking for an app that is absolutely free and has really good quality meditations on it, Insight is the best way to get that. And YouTube has that, but there's ads in YouTube, which I find really, really annoying. So if you want an uninterrupted meditation, go and download Insight. I am not affiliated with them, so I don't get anything for telling you this. This is just from my own experience, okay? Deep breathing, breathe deeply if you can. Take 3 deep breaths every day, okay? 3 times a day. It doesn't have to be complicated. You just want to get back into your body. You want to give your relaxation response a little oomph, a little boost. Hi John, welcome in. Happy Thursday. Also prioritizing sleep, so making sure that sleep is a non-negotiable, okay? So you can sleep a little earlier if you are having body changes, okay, that are really getting in the way of your sleep. You can go for some holistic remedies for that. Try some sleepy time tea, okay? You can even introduce melatonin if you want. Melatonin is natural, okay? So you can, there's even melatonin with THC and things in it now. If you're part of that world, that is something that you can consider if you want to get deep rest, okay? And you can also talk to your doctor if you're having a hard time, all right? And the last thing is just fueling your body with good food. Drink lots of water. Make sure you are giving yourself the hydration that you need every single day. Water is amazing for cleansing your body, for keeping you hydrated. All right. So just make sure that you are doing what it takes to fuel your body so that you can be less stressed and more happy. Now, this is not in the blog post. This is on freeingthebutterfly.com, but I want to talk about if you have really high stress and you think you might be dealing with trauma, family issues, relationship issues, okay? It is very imperative that you are reaching out to some sort of professional to get help. All right, because you can do all of these things and you can feel a little bit relief with stress, but it's really imperative that you are also taking care of your mental health and your internal health, okay, and your energetic health. So different people that you can reach out to. So I do work with energy. All right. I work with the chakra system, which helps with opening and balancing your life force energy. It is literally the energy inside us that allows us to run, efficiently, okay? If you are having issues with trauma, you can speak to a therapist, okay? There's a lot of online platforms now that do therapy at a low cost, all right? Or you can just go see a regular therapist, okay? But that's the other thing that I'd like to add is that while Michelle and I, in terms of freeing the butterfly, we put together a holistic guide that you can use and things that you can put into your daily routine that will help you better holistically, that there is also a place for therapies if you need that, okay? I really see it as a circle of care. All right. If you're on medication, that's amazing. If you're talking to a therapist, that's amazing. And then doing the inner work for yourself to dive a little deeper and really making those changes and things that you want to stick. That's a whole world in itself, right? And that is something that I think that has a lot of value.